Hey, it's Sarah. 6 years ago, I was diagnosed with POTS, postural orthostatic tachycardia syndrome. And what that meant was that when I stood up, my heart rate would skyrocket. And actually, my blood pressure would go down too. And what that ended up meaning was that I was passing out a lot, at least a few times a week. And I had very low energy. I ended up being bedridden for months. I had been like running at 90 miles an hour, just pouring myself into ministry, multiple ministries, just really just doing a whole lot of stuff for the Lord. And it just all came crashing down on me, and I was unable to do anything. I was just completely exhausted. I had such a level of fatigue, and I was just in bed. I was bedridden. I couldn't function, and when I would stand up or be standing, I would just pass out. So I couldn't go to the grocery store. I couldn't go to the zoo with my children. At that time, I had 7 children, and while I had POTS, I got pregnant and had my 8th child. And when I had Haggai, I was afraid to hold him because I could pass out while I was holding him. He would be crying, and I wouldn't be able to get to him because I couldn't even walk. I had trouble walking. I had to use a walker for a very long time. And so I was in my 30s using a walker. I just could not function like normal. I couldn't go on a walk around the block. I couldn't go to the store to get, just even run in and get some things. I'd have good days. And on a good day, I might be able to run into Walgreens and get a few things. But on a bad day, I couldn't. I just couldn't function. Maybe I'd have a good day and I would think I was having a good day. I'd be like, I'm going to be adventurous and I'm going to take my kids to the park. And then I would feel like I was going to pass out, and I would be crawling on the ground to try to get to the van, to try to get them home. It was like dangerous. And my children had a list of, okay, what do we do if mommy passes out? This is the person we call. This is the person we call. This is what we do. If mommy's out for this long, then we call 911. This is her information. This is her doctor's. They had to figure all of this out as children. And that was traumatic for everybody. Okay. And I went up for prayer so many times. It's just like, God, heal me, heal me, heal me, heal me, heal me, right? And I wanted instantaneous healing. I really did. And I didn't get it. But what God was doing in my heart was just dragging up all of this pain and everything from my childhood and my past and everything. We were just doing a deep dive into all of this stuff in my heart during this whole process, right? I have a port, getting IV fluids 3 times a week through my port in order to be able to function, in order to be able to walk around and just do life and be a person in the world. I had to have saline injected into my body to be able to do that on 3 times a week. So anyway, going through all of this crazy process, right? And asking God, going up to for all the altar calls, asking God, heal me, God, heal me, God, heal me. And the verse people kept declaring over me and praying for me was from Isaiah 40, who wait on the Lord will renew their strength, right? They will rise up with wings like eagles. They will run and not be weary. They will walk and not faint. And that's what they're saying. You're going to walk and not faint. You're going to walk and not faint. Well, the prognosis from the doctors is that POTS is a degenerative disease. It's not going to get better. It's going to get worse. But there's not any cure. The medicines can, help you to stabilize a bit, but it's not going away. And, we can do our best to try to manage it. But really, you kind of started on IV fluids, which is the last resort. And you're not going to recover from this. That was what I was told. And so that was, that was the prognosis for this. And I was given that diagnosis. It was so hard. And so, I never thought I would ever go to a concert again. Okay, something that you have to avoid, when you have POTS, crowds are horrible. When you have POTS, fluorescent lighting and flashing lights, bright lights, anything like that, you can't do. Standing for any period of time, you can't do with POTS. You have to lay down, right? So all of that, and then you have to get enough rest. I could not function without a nap, and could not function staying up late at night. So all of that stuff, that was like big, huge no's, right? And just the stimulation of loud noise and lights and all of that, like, no, I was never going to be able to do that again, right? I'm just here to tell you that I went to the Maverick City music concert on Friday night. And not only did I not pass out, but hey, we're like up till past 11, jumping, shouting, standing the whole time. Oh my Lord, I am healed. And you know what? Like, as we're singing, I'm going to wait on you. And we're singing that verse from Isaiah 40. Those who wait on the Lord will renew their strength, right? I'm going to run and not be weary. I'm going to walk and not faint. That is what happened. Guys, I waited on the Lord, and it wasn't an instantaneous process. And I absolutely 100,000% believe that He can and still does heal like that. Absolutely. It happens all the time. He still does that. For me, that's not how He chose to heal me. It was a process. It was like a 6-year process for me. But if He would have healed me that first time I went up to the altar call, and it would have been like that, all that gunk in my heart would still be there. Like, I think I would have just been like, okay, great, now I can go back to running 90 miles an hour and we won't deal with all of this, right? Instead, it was a process, and we dealt with the stuff inside, and He healed my heart, and then He healed my body, and He is so good. I just want to testify, people, that He is so good. Yes, He is a healer. I am healed in my body, and He's a healer because He healed my heart, and He showed me His love and His goodness and His care throughout every hard, horrible, traumatic step. He was right there, and He was loving me through it all, and He is good, and He is great, and He's wonderful. And I just have to testify that while I waited on Him, He did renew my strength. I just want to testify to that no matter where you are, it might not look like He's good, but He is. And praise Jesus. Praise Jesus, because He is a healer. Amen.